We are now halfway through the season in the 2024 BodyArmor Pro Series, and only 7 races remain until we crown a champion here in this one in the middle of October. For the first time, however, in 5 years, we come to this racetrack, the first time we've ever run the reconfigured version of this racetrack. We are here in the Cincinnati area in Kentucky, Sparta, Kentucky to be exact, and the Kentucky Speedway. It is the 9th race of the season in the BodyArmor Pro Series for 2024, the Kentucky 100K. Let's see how it all goes down on this 1.5-mile racetrack here, where passing is going to be a little difficult. Going to be a fun one here. The 9th race of the season for Pro Series Night in America. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to Kentucky Speedway. This is a racetrack that not many people think too highly of in the NASCAR circles anymore because they have not raced here in real life in 4 years. But we're going to have ourselves an interesting race here tonight, and actually one of the more legitimate races of the season as well. This is not a goof track by any stretch of the imagination. Not to say that Armory Digital and places like that are bad tracks, but hey, we've been the GNC stunt runner this season, so we definitely have some tracks in there that we would absolutely not go to in the Wall Cup Series. This is the kind of track that we would actually consider a Wall Cup Series race if they still raced here in real life, which they don't, but we're here tonight for the Pro Series. And this is going to be a fascinating one because no pit stops and passing is going to be very difficult, but it is still very possible. Turns 3 and 4, the inside lane is absolutely where you want to be, but the outside lane has the advantage in 1 and 2, which makes it such a difficult place to make those passes. But the stronger cars will find themselves to the front in this 42-lap race. And we're going to have ourselves a very interesting race to the finish in this one. Join alongside Eddie Debs for the call of this one here tonight. Eddie, you were in the booth for the last race at Armory Digital. Totally different race here tonight. We're not going to see the constant passing of it. Derek Hamill was 17th with 2 laps to go on that race a couple weeks ago and ended up getting the race victory. I don't think we'll quite see that here tonight. So what do you need to do if you're starting deep in the field here in this 42-lap race to work your way to the front to have an opportunity at the race victory?
And you said it best. It's the strongest cars that will definitely move towards the front. And it's Kentucky. It's one of those tracks where you just gotta hope you got good track position, and in the end I don't see much else happening, so it's really gonna be up to the leaders. And of course we have a couple of the drivers in the front who are, I guess you can call them contenders at this point halfway through the season. So this is definitely a racetrack where some people are going to get a massive gain out of it, and some people might see their hopes fall apart by the end of tonight.
It's going to be a fascinating one in terms of the championship as well, because if you look at the points on your screen right there, you see we got 1 point between Christian Master and Nathan Stapleton. And once you look at it, Nathan Stapleton starts on the outside pole, and Christian Master is not starting in the top 10. So Stapleton has a good shot at regaining the points lead going into our next race at Zen Joltis, which that's another wild card race coming up in a few weeks. But excited to see what he can do on this one alongside Travis Crampton. Yeah, Blaine Keys 7 points behind, starting 6th here tonight. He's got a good opportunity at a race victory in this one. Joe Rutkowski won our last 1.5 miles. The Rockingham Motor Speedway, he is 8 points behind. Drew Webb is 9 points behind. He's the highest driver without a race victory this season, so he's been very consistent this year in the Pro Series. Thomas Troxel 10 points behind. Nicholas Samedeo is 13 behind. Jesse Turner 22 behind, and Trey Bartow 25 behind, all with a mathematical opportunity at tying or taking the points lead at the end of the night. So it is tight up top, the points. However, the fastest laps last time out in Armory Digital very well could determine who goes to victory lane here today. The winner could very well easily come from the top 5, and we've got Travis Crampton on the pole position alongside Nathan Stapleton. Derek Hamill and Logan Williams make up row number 2. Agar Barretto and Blaine Keys make up row number 3. Tanner Parton and Drew Webb in row 4 there. And then Dylan Matthews and Chase Harris round out the top 10. And our points leader, Christian Master, did not have a good run, at least in terms of the fastest lap at Armory Digital. And, of course, that was a huge wild card in terms of how that ended up going down. Master starts all the way back in the 21st position, and it's going to take a lot to work your way from that position here at the Kentucky Speedway. Let's go ahead and get these drivers to roll off here for the Kentucky 100K. And Eddie, I got to ask you, it's a very strong field up front. We've got Stapleton, who's won twice this season. Derek Hamill, who won our last race, Blaine Keys, all starting top 6. Will it be one of them, or will it be somebody else getting their first win of the season here in the Kentucky 100K?
Well, you said it yourself. It's very possible we see someone in the top 5, but I'm not going with the top 5. Blaine Keys, if you'll forgive the pun, the key to winning this championship might come tonight. Starting in 6th, they can work their way up to the front. Even a top 3, or at least just finishing ahead of Stapleton, would definitely put them right with him in the end for that championship, especially with Master and guys like Rutkowski and Drew Webb right behind him. So, in the end, this is his race, and I'm going to call it. He's going to make a statement tonight at Kentucky, winning this one, and hopefully pull something out that'll get him, I don't know, maybe a taste of bourbon.
We'll have to see. I think he's old enough to have bourbon. A lot of these guys are old enough to have bourbon now. That's how long we've been doing this. Well, I was just thinking to myself, the last time that we've been here at the Kentucky Speedway, and I was talking to you about this, Eddie, was 2019, and it doesn't feel like it was that long ago when we last had a race here. Well, we're back at the Kentucky Speedway. We're going to have some fun on a Monday night here in the Pro Series. Travis Crampton and Nathan Stapleton on the front row. Here we go in the Bluegrass State. Ooh, 4 wide back in there. They've got to be careful through the tri-oval there. A little tricky off the exit of turn 3. You know, when they advertised the races here, they always talked about how tricky turn 3 was, and they are kind of right. A very shallow entry into that corner. Very low bank into that corner, and definitely creates for some interesting racing that happens. That inside lane is going to be the place to be, though. You're going to see it right here with Igor Barreto. Trying to work his way to the inside. Going to get a run on Logan Williams. Look at all these guys back in here just shuffling around. And I don't know, Eddie, I think you might have jinxed your boy Blaine Keys right there. Almost outside the top 10 now in the 99 machine. That outside lane did not get going up the start. Stapleton falling back, and it's Crampton pulling away from the field here in this Kentucky 100K.
The words right out of my mouth, AG. That was a very bad start for the outside lane, especially in turns 1 and 2 where they're supposed to have the advantage. Right now, again, a lot of spread coming from the back. We're considering the top 3, and again, a lot of 3 wide action. So, you said at the beginning, you said before this, we might be caution free. I'm not so sure, given how some of these guys are just not keeping into lanes, and yeah, I mean, see it now. A couple of spots made up right there by Christian Master, but it's going to be one of those races where we're just going to have to see what happens. Oh, boy.
Brad Stover was getting in the Matt Tuck into the corner right there. That was the entry of turn 3, as we discussed earlier. Of course, only the top 10 finishers receive championship points in the BodyArmor Pro Series, so if you are not top 10, it really doesn't matter. And for our points hitter, Christian Master, he's quite a ways behind that. Jesse Turner splitting back in there with Matt Tuck and Thomas Troxel. Troxel's another one of these guys who he won the opening race of the season at Daytona, and he is 10 points behind coming into this race, so still very much in the picture, but you allow someone like Stapleton to get a lot of points, it may not be a good run later on in the season, but Stapleton is also struggling in this one, so none of the guys who are really up there in the championship right now are running well here tonight. Drew Webb trying to rebound a little bit in the 13 to the inside of Blaine Keys right there. Dylan Matthews in the 81. Great run for her here tonight. Of course, she got the win in the Sprint Series at Road America a couple weeks ago. And already her second win of the year on the channel. And she's had a solid little run as of late as well. And here she is top 5 in the 81 machine. Justin Zidell trying to rebound as well to the inside of Logan Williams. Nathan Stapleton back in there as well. And here we go. Derek Hamill looking to go 2 in a row. He's trying to close in here on Travis Crampton for the race lead. Igor Barreto right behind him looking for his first win as a driver since the Truck Series at IRP last year. Boy. And he's got a nose to the inside of Hamill, trying to take second away from the 22.
I was about to say something. They made up a good amount of lap time, but they might have just lost it. Right here, yeah, back to 6/10 behind him, but Igor Barreto, Mr. Titan Fury, 40-something points back, currently 45 back. definitely would at least like a top 3, but would certainly love a win. Always letting friend of Mr. Travis Crampton pull away. Dylan Matthews, Justin Zidell, again, 2 guys had a lot of points so far in the series, so for love to get something.
Oh no, the round! Blaine Keys in the 99! And he's going to take out Chase Harris, Jesse Turner as well. And folks, we have our first caution of the night here in the BodyArmor Pro Series at Kentucky. Oh, brother.
And that is 2 top 10 contenders. Top 10 in the race. Both, well, one of them's out of it. The other one trying to get their way back. That's Turner. Keys, sorry, buddy. Guess the key to winning the championship kind of got lost in your pockets, I guess.
Yeah, I got lost when you picked him to win the race. I'm sorry, I had to. Well, this is definitely an interesting situation because we're going to have a single file restart on our hands here. The 05 of Ludovic Charette, she's coming down the pit lane. Of course, she's had a very, very good run over in the Wawa Cup Series as of late. Currently the points leader over there in the Wawa Cup Series. And, oh, she got damage in that too. So there was 4 cars involved in that one. All right. Travis Crampton has led every lap so far here in this Kentucky 100K. We have ourselves a caution here at the Kentucky Speedway. Going to give ourselves a restart. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the caution and get back to racing here in the Kentucky 100K, the 9th race of the season here in the BodyArmor Pro Series. If this was Saturday or Friday, oh my goodness. This is the BodyArmor Pro Series and not the Wawa Cup Series, however. These are 3 of the best drivers ever to grace the Wawa Cup Series. Ludovic Charette, Blaine Keys, and Drew Webb. Webb was kind of just on the outside of Keys, and then Ludovic tried to peek it down inside and spun Blaine Keys around. And let me tell you, if this was a Wawa Cup Series race, oh my goodness. That would be insane. And let's put it this way. They're the top 2 in points going into these last 4 races over these next 4 weeks. And, you know, while this has nothing to do with that championship, it's just something to think about. That's something else. Jesse Turner and Chase Harris unfortunately caught up as well. But my, oh my, what a wild wreck right there involving Blaine Keys, who is going to be out of this race here in this Kentucky 100K.
Yeah, you know, this is just something that'll totally get in the heads. A lot of Cup Series drivers right there just getting absolutely turned, just coming up on them. I mean, Jesse Turner can't do much. That was a terrible shot for Chase Harris. Might be calling in medical there, but yeah. I mean, implications here, implications there, implications everywhere. And we said it was going to go... You said it was going to go crash-free. I said it wasn't.
Well, someone was right about that, and it wasn't me.
Oh, well. Again, we still got a lot of race left to go, so anything can happen, but see how it goes.
Travis Crampton is your race leader. He's led every lap tonight. We'll see how he does on the restart with Derek Hamill, who won the last race behind him, Igor Barreto, Dylan Matthews, Nathan Staple in the top 5. Gonna be a great race between these 5 drivers. We'll see how it all goes down once we get back here at the Kentucky Speedway. We are back here at the Kentucky Speedway, Sparta, Kentucky, here on this Monday night in the BodyArmor Pro Series. And definitely an interesting moment right there with that accident. Blaine Keys is out of this race. Eddie, I don't know. You know, it doesn't matter who it is who's sitting next to me. You know, they always seem to jinx the drivers they pick. And that's just about as bad as it can get. Of course, like I said, if you're outside the top 10, it doesn't really matter where you finish. But Blaine Keys was top 10, and oh no, is there a problem on Travis Crampton? I think there might be. Oh no, the tire is bad on Crampton's machine, and he is going to be heading to the pit lane as we restart. That's going to give the lead over to Derek Hamill, with Igor Barreto, Dylan Matthews, Nathan Staplin, and Justin Zidell, the top 5, and that is such a shame for Crampton, leading this race at a place where it's very difficult to pass, and he has the tire go bad on him, and he's down to the pit lane. Wow, so Derek Hamill looking to go 2 in a row here in the BodyArmor Pro Series, but how about Igor Barreto in the 71? A great opportunity for him to possibly get this race lead back from the 22.
again for Crampton. He was definitely one of the faster cars out there as Barretto goes low to the corner panel.
Not quite enough.
I think like he has it this time, but you're also looking at a guy like Logan Williams just moved up again. Driver in the chase, always one of those scary guys. So, again, we just had a more interesting race with Crampton out and a couple of guys down. So maybe Nathan Stapleton. Oh, and he's going to come back on track right in front of him. This is going to be much more interesting than even I could have predicted.
Yeah, because now if we do get another caution, he'll get his lap back at least. Igor's trying. He's got a nose. And here comes Dylan Matthews in the 81. She's going to take a 3 wide for the race lead here at Kentucky.
Aww.
But I think she had to really check up on the apron. Does she have a problem in the 81 machine? Barretto, on the other hand, trying to hold the inside on Derek Campbell for the race lead here on lap 14. And they remain side by side here in lap 14. We'd like to apologize for there being no scrolling ticker tonight. I just forgot to turn it on, and we're having ourselves too good of a race to restart this one for you guys. So we're going to just let it roll. You guys can figure out where you're at on your own tonight. You're on your own tonight, all right? Derek Campbell holding on to the race lead. Dylan Matthews slipping back. In a battle now with Reggie Fogelman, who's top 5. You got Trey Barton in the top 5, or top 10 at least right now. And then you got Drew Webb. Logan Williams slipped back in the 38 machine. And you got to think that this 37 could very well be upsetting the balance of Hamill and Igor Barretto. And here we go for second. Nathan Stapleton's got a shot to the inside of Igor Barretto, and Justin Zidell is coming along with him.
That's something no one in the top 10 wants to see, is Nathan Stapleton getting closer and closer to Hamill. And again, Hamill had a good car to start, but the best car might win. But yeah, and you said, hey, guys, you're on your own. Derek Hamill currently on his own, currently sandwiched between one of the faster cars so far, as Justin Zidell makes a move.
Oh boy, and Hamill overshot the corner. And here comes Justin Zidell looking to the inside from third to first in one corner for the number 24. Hamill going to try the outside lane, but Zidell is cleared for the race lead here at Kentucky Speedway. Justin Zidell up front here on lap 17. This has been, for a race at Kentucky Speedway, one heck of a good show here tonight in the Body Armor Pro Series. Here comes Barretto again. He's now down the 4th, and oh, look now, here comes Trey Barton, the 75, and for second, Stapleton back on Derek Hamill for position.
Barton again, 25 points, puts him right next to Master, so you know he wants it. As, oof, Dylan Matthews overshooting the corner. But for Justin Zidell, 3 top 10s, still 60 points back. He's just one of those guys who hasn't finished this high so far this season, and right now, if he can just keep everyone back and hopefully stay out of Travis Crampton, the dirty air right there, he might be able to pull off a crazy victory. But then again, we've got, what, 20 plus laps to go? Travis Crampton still got a fast car, just don't think he might become a lapped car anytime soon, but who knows what might happen so far. We've seen everything. Why not?
It's definitely been an interesting night here at Kentucky, no doubt about it. But you want to know something? Travis Crampton has fresher tires than everybody else. There's no pit stops in this race. They're going to go the full length of the race on the fuel that they have. But it doesn't mean they can't change tires, and especially in Crampton's situation. And if we get another caution, he restarts in the back of the field. He could slice his way back through the field and have a shot. Remember, he's still on the lead lap. So he would get his lap back if a yellow were to fly again. Trey Barton up to the 4th position. Watch out for Barton in this one, who could very well tie Christian Master in the points. We could very well have another crash in this race if we're not careful. Tanner Parton, here's Jarvin Alonso back in there, going 3 wide. Brad Stover, Dylan Matthews slipping back in the 81. They are all over this racetrack here tonight. Barto trying to get a run on Stapleton, and Hamill trying to get back on Zidell for the top position. And folks, we're only halfway through this thing here in the Kentucky 100K.
You gotta think for Trey Barto, he is telling his spotter to watch whatever Nathan Stapleton is doing all night, because if he can get in front of him, that's at least a couple points gained towards the championship, especially where Christian Master is right now. But Hamill is looking for the outside a little bit, so I think he's looking for a move, especially with Crampton pulling away. And then we Go back a little bit. We see guys like Brad Stover. Drew Webb is in a position to score some points at least, so I know he's happy. And that's Logan Williams and Dylan Matthews holding 9th and 10th. Logan, I mean, they both need it, so we're gonna have to see if they can hold it. Wait a minute, I just said Christian Master. There he goes to 11th. I think you said the cream rises to the top here, and there he is. The DeWalt car is coming for the lead.
Grattan started dead last in this race as well. He's currently in the 11th position. You know, he would love to get some points in this one. And then Christian Master, like you said, trying to avoid Drew Webb or Trey Bartow from really gaining on him. They are the only two drivers who are considerably within range of Master who are running top 10 right now. Hamill is 28 behind, however, and he would significantly move up in the points. And I say that, I completely forgot about Nathan Stapleton still sitting here in third. So the way the points run right now, as they run on the racetrack, Stapleton would be the new points leader here in the BodyArmor Pro Series easily over Christian Master. The Master has an opportunity at finding himself in this top 10 as we get later on in the night. But Justin Zidell trying to pull away now from these guys, and I feel like Bartow has a fast enough car to maybe get to that 24, but he's got to get around Stapleton and Hamill, and we're getting to the point of this race where the tires are wearing out so much, it's going to get harder and harder to make these passes. You got to have the momentum going into turn 3, and you got to hope that the guy you're trying to pass overshoots the corner just like this. And we're going to have a 3-wide situation on our hands as Bartow almost got clipped by Stapleton right there as he gets 2 for 1. That was just like how Zidell got the race lead earlier on. And now Trey Bartow going to try to close in on this 24 and maybe have a shot at this race victory here tonight.
You know Bartow's feeling good about that one, in the head of the guy currently. Again, championship leader right now based on where the points fall. Again, you talked about Stapleton, you're forgetting about him. I think he's okay with being forgotten about. Having a quieter night but still finishing in the top 10 certainly give him a huge lead in the point standings, at least 10 over whoever's second. So, sure, he'd love staying quiet, but then again, everyone's got their eyes set on him ever since he started in second, so I don't know. This is starting to quiet down. We've seen a lot of single file action, albeit you see Igor Barreto going for another position, but yeah, there he is, Christian Master, still trying to make it to the top 10 as Derek Hamill gets back on Nathan Stapleton.
Hamill's also in this championship fight as well. Like I said, only 28 behind. And he would love to gain on Christian Master. He'd love to gain on Nathan Stapleton, who would be the provisional points leader as they currently run. That's a 3-point swing right there for that position between 3rd and 4th. Every point matters. It's a strict points championship for these guys. Of course, Formula 1 points format. You've been having fun with that with the Elimination Series and a what-if over there. I really have been enjoying what you've put together with that one for those guys. Of course, Elimination Series will be back next week from Michigan. It's getting really good over there. Meanwhile, you got the 53 of Brad Stover. Another quiet night for him. He's in the top 10. Looking to the inside of Reggie Fogelman there for the 6th position. Igor Barreto trying to get a spot here on Stapleton. And Stapleton starting to slip back a little bit. And Christian Master trying to get at least 1 point here tonight. He's right behind Logan Williams. Well, maybe not right behind Logan Williams at the moment. But he has an opportunity at getting at least some points and minimizing the damage on Nathan Stapleton. Oh boy, they've got to be careful right here. Brad Stover slipped to the inside there with Reggie Fogelman, as Fogelman had a run on Stapleton, but the 97 will have the better of those two right there. And we're going to head back up to the front right here. Trey Bartow has reeled in Justin Zidell for the race lead. We've got 12 laps to go here at Kentucky, and 0.2 of a second for Trey Bartow. He's got plenty of time to make this work before the end of this race.
I was about to say, and only about 2 or 3 laps, he cut the lead from 0.6 to 0.2. He is certainly the faster car here tonight. Brad Stover's still making moves in the background, but it doesn't matter at this point. And he's only 56 points back, but you know, this is
he's last in points. Justin is.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, even with 3 top 10s, sometimes you just don't make the top 5, and it's just how it goes. But I mean, again, he's going to be fighting for his life against Trey Bartow the rest of the night. And This is going to be a real underdog versus overdog match right here if we end up seeing it, because we've got 10 laps to go this time by. I still think Barto can check the lap time here, depending on where he comes out. And it's...
He's hit that bubble.
Time.
He's hit that bubble that we see here at the Kentucky Speedway. And we see in virtually every next-gen race. Hey, NASCAR's finally back this coming weekend from Richmond. Yeah, I mean, obviously, the day we're recording this is the weekend before. But, hey, it's Monday night for you guys watching this, and NASCAR is back at Richmond Raceway this coming weekend. It's been a while, and we didn't end on the best note with that Brickyard 400 now, did we? That was a mess, and hopefully it is a little less of a mess at Richmond. They got that option tire going on Sunday night. That's going to be intriguing. I'm not expecting much of it, but just great to have NASCAR back. I love watching NASCAR, and hey, love watching this race, and I think we're going to have ourselves a good one on our hands. But how about Justin Zidell holding off that 75? Barto got in the wake of that 24 and kind of just lost the steering there. He overshot turn 3. And turn 4, and he's starting to slip back now a half a second for Justin Zidell as these laps wind down. It's lap 35 of 42 at the moment. Next time by, we're going to have 7 laps to go here at Kentucky. Edgar Barreto for third on Derek Hamill.
And don't look now, Drew Webb is getting ahead of Nathan Stapleton.
He is.
He 100%. He's 9 points back.
And Stapleton
gets shuffled out of line.
Stapleton's got to be careful here because that 13 machine could very well sneak up to the points lead. And this is Drew Webb we're talking about. It's an equal rating series. I know it's not been the best of seasons for him in the Cup Series this year, but Stapleton's about to fall back to 10th right here. And Drew Webb currently in the 6th position. That is the 8-point position. And they are separated by, guess what, 8 points. So if Stapleton falls outside the top 10, Master falls into that slot. Drew Webb going to just be a couple points off the points lead heading into our next race at San Joltis. Here we go. Barto's got one more shot here to reel him in. Back down to 2/10 on the 24. He's got 6 laps to get around Justin Zidell. He's got to make the move going into turn 3 and hold the inside. Get that 24 a little loose going into the corner and have Zidell go wide. But Zidell's been perfect through turn 3 pretty much this entire race. And right there, just hold that line. And Zidell could very well just drive away with this thing. But Barto's got a shot at this one with 5 laps to go here in this Kentucky 100K.
Time for a little bit of a patience game. Definitely know Barto's getting with his crew chief and spotter, looking for the best time to attack. And on this track, you never know when the best time to attack is, so it might just be when the car is doing its best against Zidell. And it's a 2-car race, everyone else 2 seconds behind. This one, I mean, it seems like he keeps looking to the outside at turn 3 and 4, doesn't get it, and that's sort of the point of dropping back. Might be, again, getting in his wake. We're going to come back 5 laps, and he's just going to need it at some point to put the power down, either slide it in or just go all out. He wants 25 points, and at this point, with Stapleton falling back, 25 points means he's pretty much right there for the championship if he can get it.
And Christian Master could actually turn it over on Stapleton. The way they currently run, they would be tied going into our next race with the points lead. Stapleton's got to be careful with Logan Williams not to take himself out of this race. Ladovic Charette in the 05. Remember what Ladovic did. She came down the pit lane to repair damage. She also has those fresher tires, and that is helping her out at the moment. We'll see if she finds her way up to the front for points. But meanwhile, Justin Zidell just holding on. All you got to do is block the lane, essentially, and you get the race victory. But he's got to be careful through this corner right here. We saw Derek Hamill, when he lost the race lead, overshoot this corner. When he lost all those other positions, he overshot that corner. And Justin's got to be careful not to do that himself. But he's only got 2 laps left here at Kentucky Speedway to get this win ahead of Trey Barto. It has been a long time since Justin Zidell has gone to victory lane as a driver on the channel, as far as I know. I can't remember. Has he won an IndyCar race this year? Now that they don't do the series, I'm not as up to speed as I used to be on that, and I apologize. But Justin's definitely a guy who I know would love to get this race victory. It's not been a good season for him in the Wawa Cup Series, and I know he'd love to get it from last in points here in the Pro Series as well. He's got 1 lap to do it. White flag in the air for Justin Zidell on the Kentucky 100K. And what a move he put on Derek Hamill and Nathan Stapleton to get that race lead. Barto's got one more chance to do it here to get this race victory.
Honestly, I think it's been Trey Barto overshooting it more than Justin Zidell is, and right here again, beautiful line. Justin Zidell through turns 3 and 4 has been absolutely perfect, and it's what's going to earn him.
But he didn't have enough. Justin Zidell is going to get the win here at Kentucky in the Body Armor Pro Series. It's Trey Barto.
And Ladovic took 10th.
Oh my goodness. And neither Stapleton or Master will receive championship points. Drew Webb got 6th, and he is going to be
right there.
1 point behind Master going into Zen Joltis a couple weeks from now.
Barto's only 7 back at this point.
And Barto.
Derek Hamill with a very good finish as well. He's going to be at least within 25-point territory. I keep saying races are series shufflers because they are. This race has changed the landscape of the series, especially going into the next track, I'd say hopefully for the better. So, well. Return to Kentucky, and we get what we can only describe as a fairy tale ending for Justin Zidell getting a last-to-first victory after, 3 top 10s. And still only 6 points, and then going from that to your first race victory with a crazy move into turns 3 and 4 to make it stick. A 2-car pass. So
he earned it.
Here we go.
He absolutely earned it. So fastest lap for Zen Joltis. Not that it's going to matter too much there at the Mega Speedway. But it's going to be Igor Barreto in the 71. He who's definitely quick in this one. Only one under 29 seconds as well. Derek Hamill as well as up front. He had a lot of fast laps. Crampton, of course, had fast laps, but he had his issue. And then Brad Stover, Dylan Matthews going to be the top 5. But, unfortunately, doesn't really matter too much going in the Zen Joltis. That's going to be a wild one for the Hers Speed Fest. Leading up to, I think that is the week of the Wawa Cup Series and Hers Sprint Series finales at Darlington. That is going to be a fun week once we get down to it. Because the Elimination Series, I think, is also running that week at Darlington. So we're going to have a race every single day going through there. All right, well, what a race it was here at Kentucky. And definitely a lot more entertaining than I think we would have anticipated it being. But, congratulations to Justin Zidell on that race victory. A very well-earned race win. And by the time he had the race lead and was holding on to it, there was no way Barto was going to get around him there. And Justin, from last in the point standings to a race victory, he's going to be further up than last in the championship standings after this one. And speaking of those championship standings, it's going to be tight up front with Master, Stapleton, and Webb. And then Derek Hamill not too far off behind either.
Hey, G. This is what we wanted, I think. We wanted a series, especially a series with the F1 points to come down to, everyone as close to within 25 points as possible, and we're going to get that, especially into our next race. So, what an amazing one. Congratulations to Justin Zidell. Huge moves for Barto, Hamill, Webb. And man, 11th and 12th being our top 2 means I really do think anything can happen in terms of who takes home the big cup at the end of the year.
It's going to be fascinating because we got some interesting tracks as well to finish the season off. Obviously, I said Zen Joltis. If you know, you know. Not everyone knows about that track. It is a 5-mile-long square.
Oh, no.
That's all I need to say about that. Then we head to the Oregon International Speedway, which we had the Sprint Series there. That'll be in the middle of September. And then we got Double Dago. We got 2 races at Talladega as well. That is going to make things very, very interesting. Watkins Glen's also still to come for these guys as well. I almost forgot about Watkins Glen. Of course, the finale at Atlanta for the Georgia 100K. I think it's the Georgia 100K. Maybe it's Georgia 125K. Either way, we're heading to Atlanta for the finale. And not the new one, but the one before it. but not the old one, the one in between the 3 versions of that track. We obviously very much loved the old Atlanta that we used to use in the Cup Series back in the day, and that's where we'll have our finale for the Pro Series, and they're going to rip it around that mile-and-a-half racetrack that's going to have high tire wear and all that. It's going to be a great finale for these guys. It's also going to be the finale for the Elimination Series as well, so that's going to be in the middle of October once we get down to that. And hey, we're early August now. I mean, football's already started, for crying out loud. I mean, time flies when you're having fun. And in the Wall Cup Series, we only have 4 races left to go until we crown a champion. And this weekend, we're at Richmond for the Southern States 400. Richmond, Michigan, Daytona, and Darlington. And it's all wide open now, especially after what happened at Watkins Glen. Ludovic Charette's now the points leader, and obviously after what she did here tonight, she's going to definitely go into Richmond with some momentum. No doubt about it. You'll see the starting lineup for that on Wednesday night after the Sprint Series, and of course the race will be Saturday, and we're all very excited for it. But congratulations to Justin Zidell on his race victory here tonight at Kentucky. Here are the point standings for the BodyArmor Pro Series after 9 races. Only 6 races remain until we crown a champion. It's going to be close here in the BodyArmor Pro Series. On behalf of Eddie Debs, thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you guys later.